It is a Football Friday. Welcome in on this very special edition of Three Man Front. Why is it a special edition? Because it's Football Friday. You only get so many Football Fridays during the season.
Savor them.
Yep. This is one of them. I noticed that two of our teammates today, Landrum, they're pretty happy. The baseball fans of the Detroit Tigers. No, the Tigers and the New York Yankees, they advance.
Yay. Best day ever.
Doesn't seem like you're very enthused by that.
I'm really not. I'm not going to even pretend to be happy for them.
Oh.
My season was over like 12 weeks ago.
That is true.
I thought mine was too.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Molly, I have a feeling that Pat and Landrum are more inclined to root for your team to continue to have success than mine.
I would say that's probably true.
I'm not rooting for a team from Canada. Sorry.
We're not from Canada.
I'm talking about Toronto.
Oh, okay, good.
I appreciate that.
If the Yankees end up facing the Dodgers, I'm pulling for a walkout.
You're
I want a labor strike.
That's what I was about to say. You want an early strike from 2027?
Yep.
So was that what you said last year as well?
Yes.
When that was the World Series? Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to let you say his name because I do not want to get in trouble on a Friday.
Tongo Vailoa.
No.
Oh, we're doing
it's Cam.
this.
No, it's Cam. No, it's Cam.
Oh.
I just don't want to say something that is going to get me laid off for the weekend.
Oh, yeah, Cam Schlittler.
Thank you.
Schlittler.
Yes.
That was the guy that cleaned up for us some Prize Picks earlier this season.
Absolutely.
Man, struck out 12 batters over 8 scoreless innings. You shut out the Red Sox 4-0. He's 24 years old, first Yankee rookie to ever strike out 12 batters in a playoff game. Moreover, he's the first pitcher in playoff history to strike out 12 and allow no runs in 8 innings pitched. That's very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's and look, I know you had a perfect game in the World Series or in the postseason from the Yankees before, but I mean, that's got to be top 10 best pitching performances in probably Yankees postseason history. It was absolutely remarkable. He's a rookie, 24, like you said, and in that moment, an elimination game against your rival to show up like that was very, very impressive. And that's, that is the crown jewel of any Major League Baseball team, right? Is you have a 24-year-old guy that's under team control for a handful of years that looks like he can be a dominant starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. Where's he in
the Yankee pipeline list? Where is he in regards to your?
I think he had moved up to. I think he was like our number 2 prospect at one because Spencer Jones.
Overall, number 2 prospect.
Yeah, because
number 1 pitching prospect.
Yeah, because Spencer Jones has been like our top guy, the outfielder from Vanderbilt. But he came up around the trade deadline, and he's been at the major league level since then. So he's been quite a revelation there in that pitching staff.
So the Yankees advance will play the Toronto Blue Jays coming up tomorrow as the divisional series gets underway. Molly's Tigers, they advance. They will play the Mariners in the other ALDS matchup with a 6-3 victory over the Cleveland Indians. Remember the Tigers' big choke at the end of the season?
Oh, yeah.
How can I forget?
Doesn't really matter.
No.
Because
full disclosure, I didn't think we'd get this far. But here we are.
I mean,
and I'm happy about it.
It really doesn't matter the monumental choke job they did down the stretch because when it mattered the most, they won. So they will advance now to play the Mariners. That game will start tomorrow night at 7:38 on the West Coast in the Pacific Northwest. And the Cubs, they also moved on. They had a gutty 3-1 win over the Padres yesterday. They meet the Brewers for the great NLDS featuring the Brewers' former manager.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how he leaves them? But now Milwaukee, not only being a division rival, but Milwaukee honestly being the best team in the National League, in my opinion. So it's going to be interesting to see those two teams go at it.
Yeah, great matchups. Mm-hmm. Phillies, Dodgers.
The TV executives, they definitely do not want to see Milwaukee in the National League Championship Series or the World Series.
Well, I was going to say, what if you get a Milwaukee-Toronto World Series?
Yeah, they just might as well get ready for the UFL season if you're Fox.
Yeah, be like the NBA Finals you got this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be equivalent of having a Super Bowl with the Jacksonville Jaguars and who?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Or the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Basically the same thing. The injury report came out last night, and Conrad's favorite Vanderbilt play is still doubtful.
Yaninian?
Yep, still doubtful.
Yeah, he is Altara. Huh? Tomorrow? Because
That's good.
Yeah. Yep, you're already in pregame form.
Thank you.
Did you drink this morning?
Yeah.
A little bit.
So what has been the outcry of your diatribe yesterday, social media wise?
Oh, no, I mean it's been fun. I know this is gonna sound like I'm taking a shot, and I kind of am. But I'm just glad to know that there are Vanderbilt fans out there that are vocal on social media.
So you didn't think there were any Vandy fans until you said what you said yesterday?
Well, I don't think there were any Vanderbilt fans until last year outside of E. Robinson. So I'm glad to know that they have started to come alive a little bit and make their voice
Well,
heard.
you got the Whistler. He comes over and helps from baseball.
Yeah, Vandy Whistler is good. And it was nice to...
Women's bowling. They got some faithful.
Yeah. So that was... Yeah, it was nice. I got told I look like I smell like onions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you really do.
Well,
my feet do, probably. I've been told I was maybe the leader of some not so smart people.
Hmm?
Yeah. Well, they weren't so nice. I don't really. There's not a nice way to phrase it. But
leader of the not so smart people.
Correct. That would be a great way to put it. So.
Well, you thought he would have learned his lesson yesterday, Landrum?
Yeah.
You would have thought.
Not our Conrad.
No.
He comes back for more.
His comments, went viral yesterday talking about Diego Pavia. So this morning on the Damian Mitchell show with special guest Conrad Van Order, he decides he's going to go after the guest picker of College Game Day. Take a listen.
Does Theo Vaughn have any connection to the University of Alabama that I'm unaware of? Because last time I checked, he was desperately trying to get Diego Pavia's mom to go on a date with him. And now he's coming to pick and be on game day in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, representing the Alabama football program, because that's where College Game Day is going, and you normally do something. When they went to Oklahoma earlier this year, who'd they have on? Trey Young. Yeah.
Candace Parker was Tennessee. LeVar Arrington was Penn State last week.
Yep, you had Matthew Tkachuk a couple of weeks ago. He's a hockey player, but so you have – what are all of those people, Damien? What do they have in common?
They're either graduates or alumni of the school that they're there, at College Game Day is there.
And what did they do at those schools?
Succeed, have great success.
They played a sport. It reminds me of a couple of years ago when you had an Alabama LSU game in Tuscaloosa. Do you remember who the game day picker was for Alabama and LSU?
Was it Nate Bargatze?
It was Nate Bargatze, who is a Vanderbilt fan. And so now we're back in Tuscaloosa. You have Vanderbilt coming in, which, again, great. And we're doing Theo Vaughn, who, again, is going to be pulling for Vanderbilt on Saturday because he wants to go out with Diego Pavia's mom. That's the best that they could get for this matchup. Isn't the whole idea that you get someone who's a homer for the school that you're going to? That's kind of the whole shtick.
Yeah, that's the theme I've seen.
Because even when it's going to be like, Ohio State at Rutgers, and Ohio State's going to boat race Rutgers, right? You go and get a Rutgers fan that comes up there and says, we're going to beat Ohio State. We're going to rally the troops. This is the greatest day in Rutgers football. That's the entire point of the segment. But no, we're not going to do that because I guess Julio Jones didn't want to answer his phone or something.
I mean, listen, I said it when Bargatze was brought on board that week. I mean, at times, this show seems like to me they've jumped the shark, especially with that particular segment.
I'm just trying to think about Alabama homers. You go repeat, or is there somebody that they've never used that you think would be ideal?
Well, I guess I just look at it. You have so many players or former players, and I get some of them are going to be busy on Sunday and things. But, I mean, that's why I mentioned Julio Jones. He just retired. C.J. Mosley just retired. Amari Cooper just retired. Mac Jones played last night, and he's blowing up. He's the talk of the NFL world right now. And you're telling me you don't – and who knows, maybe every single one of those people turned them down and said, no, sorry, I'm busy, I can't do it. But it just feels like every other school, they have these former players and former affiliates of the athletic department that want to come back and do the show, and they feed into that crowd. And then for whatever reason in Tuscaloosa, it just seems very hit or miss at times where you have – I mean, they're literally putting on fans of other programs on College Game Day in Tuscaloosa. It doesn't make sense. And I get this week they're probably leaning into the Diego Pavia thing. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they bring his mother up there while Theo – I'm being dead serious. Like, that's –
You really think he's going to bring his mom up there?
Probably because they love this.
Now
They love it.
supposedly Diego Pavia said he will make all that happen if he gets a date with Tate McRae. Was that right?
I think that's correct. Now, I don't know if Theo and Tate are friends, but that is what I heard.
Because Vaughn, he is from Louisiana originally, right?
Yes, correct.
Isn't he a Louisiana guy?
Yes.
Okay.
He missed a great opportunity if he's not.
Yeah.
He just strikes me as someone from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
And again, I think he's funny. I don't have a problem with him personally. It's just, what are we doing?
You know what this is turning into in the SEC? It's a season of love. You got Witt and Landry. You got Diego and Theo's mom. Theo and Diego's mom.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, well, it could have been worse.
Yes, it could have. It could have.
Who else? Who else is sparking romance around the SEC?
You never know.
Do we know if Ty Simpson has a love interest?
No, he's laser focused on the football season.
He's married to football.
Yeah.
I'll find that out.
That's what you want your quarterback. Thank you, Molly.
He just loves the game.
Yep.
Well, we do know that the backup quarterback at Vandy, he gave up women.
That's right, Blaze.
Yeah, he gave up women in the
Forever.
summer. Forever or just for the
No,
summer?
I don't know. I didn't know if he was going to
Okay.
go into the priesthood or do something else.
Was it just women he gave up? I mean, like
Insinuating that.
When he decided
no,
to play,
I was saying, like, did he give up some type of food or
I thought
caffeine
you were.
or out? No, see, why were you going down that road? No, I was talking about, sometimes athletes will give up. I'm not drinking during this season. I'm not going to drink caffeine. I'm not going to have pizza or, that kind of thing.
Hey, who knows what his vice is?
and Vanderbilt's giving up losses.
He appears to be single, by the way.
Oh, Ty?
Yes.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but there's no
There's
signs.
no sign on his socials. Okay.
Married to the game.
All right. So you heard Conrad go off yesterday and whatever that was we just heard from this morning. Mark Ingram, the first Heisman Trophy winner in the history of the University of Alabama football program. He does a podcast with Molly's favorite, Urban Meyer, and Steve Stone. Take a listen to this interaction between those three on the, what's it called, the Triple Option podcast. Take a listen.
They don't act like Vanderbilt. I think that coach has done. If I had to redo it, that's a great call, Rob.
They're not Vanderbilt.
We've all been in Vanderbilt Stadium.
They're not the
times.
Vanderbilt they once were. They are a problem. They are a
quarterback, and I mean it is fun to watch. Good for them, man.
Yeah, I'm really happy for them.
I hope that city jumps all over them too.
They should, right? Such a great sporting town.
They could jump all over his ass after we tap that ass.
Yeah. Well, they're too busy,
I'm sick of this.
Over Tennessee, right? That they need to give Vandy some love. You're right, Coach.
All right,
That's
Mark.
a good one.
Hey, Mark, you and Rob throw a couple of dinero on this one. You go ahead. You gonna take Vanderbilt?
I'm taking all bets.
Rob? Oh no,
I'm
points.
Taking
I'm
all
Alabama
bets,
all
and I ain't
day.
giving Nathan.
I'm Alabama all day.
You ever heard of Nathaniel? I'm giving no points, and I'm taking all bets.
There you go, Mark Ingram. Not very happy with all the publicity and everybody talking about Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
I hope this translates to the field. This is shaping up to be a classic. You don't like that, do you?
No, I just you almost got me. We got a lot of time left in the show, though.
So what did he say about tapping ass? What was he talking about?
Yeah, he said we're going to tap that ass. I guess that means I thought that meant something
Please
else.
Explain that to us.
Yeah,
I was wanting you to explain. Maybe that's something.
I don't know what that means.
Something that the young people are saying now, Landrum, that has a different connotation than when you and I were coming up through the ranks.
I'm curious. I might use that in my pregame tonight.
Yeah,
how's that go?
I was under the impression that meant something else. So I don't. Maybe the wrong phrase there from Mr. Ingram.
Well, you remember last year when Alabama did lose. He was very quick, just like Damian Harris was. Mark Ingram was not happy last year. He said the loss last year was atrocious. You don't lose to Vanderbilt. That's not what happens when you go to Bama. When you wear that script A, like you don't lose to Vanderbilt. That's what he said last year after the loss.
I agree. I would say that Vanderbilt's a lot better than they were when you were at Alabama, Mark. But
without a doubt. And listen, during the whole podcast, he gave nothing but praise to Vanderbilt as a football team. Like, Mark Ingram was not dissing them like Conrad did yesterday. He was absolutely giving them as much credit as they deserve because they are a good football team.
But do you remember how much we talked about Alabama and Vanderbilt last year? How many serious conversations we had around that game?
Zero.
It started last week. Even before the Georgia game, people already talking about, well, if we get by this one, we still got Vanderbilt. This is a game that Alabama has circled, right? We heard that in the offseason. This revenge game. Payback.
I would think it means something.
Let's see it. Win by 2 touchdowns. Cover that spread. I mean, win.
I think at this point, Conrad will take a 1-point win.
Oh, I know he will.
I don't think he's worried about that 10 points.
No, but I'd love a 28-point win. That'd be a lot better than a 1-point win.
I love his passion. I do. I admire his passion.
We all know what fan is short for. Fanatic. And Conrad is a fanatic, that's for sure.
Well, it's that season where you may be running the AC during the day, but the heat at night, and that stress on your home comfort system is why you need a Train. They've been named America's most trusted brand for 11 consecutive years, so you know you can count on the reliability of a Train to keep your home and your family comfortable for years to come. So go and find out more. Visit Train.com.
At the bottom of the hour, we will talk to Wimp Sanderson. He will have a blue plate. Mike Rodak, Bama 247. Later on, we will have our Bet It or Forget It segment at 12:30. Kyle Parmalee. A lot of really big games in region play around the state of Alabama in high school football. We'll talk to him in the 1 o'clock hour. This is the Friday edition of Three Man Front. So it is a big game in Tuscaloosa coming up this weekend. But the primetime game Saturday night is number 3 Miami visiting number 18 Florida State. This marks the first matchup of the in-state rivals since 2016 that both programs are ranked. And ticket prices are going through the roof. The get-in price for this ACC contest between Miami and Florida State on the major secondary markets currently exceeds $300 per ticket, which is more than double than the other big game this weekend, which is Alabama-Vanderbilt. So the secondary ticket market, you get into the Alabama-Vanderbilt game for about $135, but it's $300 plus if you want to go to the Miami-Florida State game. We all know that Doak Campbell, they reduced the capacity to 67,000. That's about 12,000 fewer than they had prior to the renovation. Miami-Florida State is also getting the ABC primetime window. This is the first time in the first 6 weeks of the season that the ABC primetime game is not a Southeastern Conference game. So the ACC gets front and center in prime time on Saturday night as FSU Dave's Seminoles will be hosting the Miami Hurricanes.
That place will be, as the kids say, lit. That will be insane. I expect Florida State to play great.
I do too. It's a 4.5-point spread, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Between the two.
I think a lot of people leaning Miami are just comfortable with Miami, but interesting.
That's one of our games on Better and Fair, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So we'll see where everybody lines up for that. Some news coming out of Atlanta talking about the ACC. How about this? Brent Key and Georgia Tech, they announced this morning they are ditching Adidas.
Probably a good idea.
Heading to Under Armour. Pretty interesting because Under Armour lost 2 big Southeastern Conference schools in the last year. South Carolina, it's the final year that they will be wardrobing the Gamecocks. Auburn, of course, left Under Armour earlier this summer and went to Nike. But yeah, Georgia Tech is supposedly going to earn nearly 6 times more money than they got from Adidas.
Wow.
So I guess Under Armour, all that money that they were paying South Carolina and Auburn, they decided, well, if we still want to be in the college business, we need to pony up 6 times more than what Georgia Tech got from Adidas.
You know, I think I have 2 pairs of Adidas. I don't have very much Adidas. So I have nothing against their brand, but it just seems like the teams that have used Adidas in the past, and it's probably just uniform design and layout, I have not liked their uniforms.
Are you talking about Adidas?
They haven't been great.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know if it's font, I don't know if it's cut, or just it's the team, that specific team that goes with funky stuff on their unis. But good for Georgia Tech. My dark horse, remember, I said it on the show, dark horse team to make the college football playoff. I hope it's still alive.
I mean, even if you were getting double the amount that you were going to get from Adidas,
that's 6 times?
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
So Adidas must not have, Georgia Tech might have been paying Adidas.
I was about to say, it sounds like Adidas had a great deal with
Georgia
them.
Tech, Adidas gets a phone call. He's like, oh, we still outfit you guys?
What, really?
Oh.
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
You guys pay us.
Yeah.
Oh, now okay, good for y'all. Y'all got somebody paying y'all? Okay, good deal. So Brent Key, great. I mean, again, that's the whole athletic department. It's not just football, but
Winning goes a long way, doesn't it?
Sure does. Man, 6 times. Maybe they'll actually be able to afford a nutrition center.
Yeah.
I think I told y'all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, they were literally giving restaurant gift cards to the football team. Like, hey, okay, here's varsity. Go get your carbs and your calories down the street. Don't worry about it if it's good for you. Just go get your calories.
If Brent Key, and I know if it's a job in the SEC, it'd be really hard to turn down, but would Georgia Tech make the investment to try to retain him? Like a big-time investment? Because their athletic department, again,
I'm going to say yes, and the reason why.
Low on funds.
Their athletic director came from Alabama.
Yeah.
He knows big-time football. And guess who their assistant athletic director is? The former athletic director at Troy, who just left Troy to go to Georgia Tech. So you've got 2 guys.
They get it.
That's running that athletic department, that they understand what football should look like in the Deep South. So they're going to do everything they can to raise that money and try to make sure that Georgia Tech and Brent Key gets everything that he needs.
He's got, let's see, right now his 2025 salary is $4.15. And it's got escalators through 2029, and it gets up to like 4.55.
I mean, to me, he's worth at least another $2 million based on the fact that you beat Clemson like you did, and just think of all the time that they had the Georgia Tech logo on television that weekend after beating Clemson. I mean, worth every penny. So we'll see. If you're tired of worrying about your roof, whether it's your family home or a commercial building, Abide Roofing delivers tailored solutions for whatever you may need. At Abide, it's about more than just a new roof. It's about a team of highly skilled local pros who will bring their A game to every single job. I saw that firsthand when they put a brand new roof on my house just a couple years ago. They work with precision and pride, using only the best materials, guaranteed durability and lasting value for your roof. With over 25 years of trusted experience, they have the expertise to get the job done right every single time. We know dealing with insurance companies can be a hassle, can be a problem. It was a problem for me until Travis Lloyd and Abide Roofing got involved, and they took care of that as well. Get a free consultation and estimate. There's no obligation, just solid advice. So call Abide Roofing today. That number, 205-941-6223. So many of you have taken advantage of giving Travis a call and letting them take care of your needs, whether it's loose shingles or a brand new roof. Number to Abide, 205-941-6223, or visit their website at abideroof.com.
It's Friday. That means we get a blue plate special for the college football weekend. The coach, Wimp Sanderson, will serve it up, presented by Craneworks, next on Three Man Front.
When you hear old Blue Eyes, you know that the wearer of the plaid, Wimp Sanderson, will be joining the show momentarily.
You can just smell greatness.
That and scotch. Not from Coach. I'm talking about Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
I smell a cigarette and I smell scotch.
Yep. And maybe a little bit of perfume.
Yes. Maybe a little lipstick on the collar.
Blue Eyes was good with the ladies, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was big time.
Finally, his act became too old for Vegas, and they told him to get out.
Yeah, they did.
Watched the documentary on it the other night. Really good.
Sad
Fascinating.
times. All right. Brought to you each and every week by Crane Works. Here's our opportunity to catch up with the Hall of Fame coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Wimp Sanderson.
Lift it, load it, grade it, grind it, move it, haul it, rig it, dig it, Crane Works, Rental Works, yeah. The big dog's got it.
Wimp Sanderson on Three Man Front is brought to you by Crane Works. Lift it, buy it, rent it. The big dog's got it. And now, Wimp Sanderson.
I faced it all.
And fresh off of another outstanding week of his blue plate, Coach, you are slaying it. Another big winner last week.
Well, let me ask you two guys something before we get started on all that.
Uh-oh.
Have y'all ever heard of a Major League Baseball team that doesn't have any balls? And I mean baseballs. They don't have any balls.
Did that happen during the playoffs?
No, but the Cleveland Guardians had no balls by changing their name to the Guardians. They didn't have any balls, and they weren't baseballs.
Yep.
They should have stayed with the Cleveland. The Braves stayed together.
Yeah, they did.
Bunch of the Braves stayed together.
They sure did.
Everybody else stays together. My Cleveland Indians, who I went to see play at
Municipal Stadium,
1947. And I went again in 1955, and I hitchhiked up there, and all that crap that I tell you about. That I went up there, I hitchhiked, I rode in a train up there, and had $10 pinned in my underwear, and they changed the cotton picking name.
Kansas City Chiefs did.
I coached a little league baseball team that was really good, and guess what their name was? The Indians. And then these Booger Bears changed it to Guardian. Get this one, y'all. We're 15. You ready for this? 15.5 games ahead of Detroit. When it comes to September, we are 11 games ahead of Detroit. And we stand over there and pull our puddings, and we got 3 games. We got 3 home games against Detroit, and we lose. We got no balls. Do we?
Apparently not.
Well,
you're the coach. We're going to defer to you.
I knew you were going to do that to me. I knew you were going to do that to me. But, I mean, sure enough, first of all, we'll talk a little baseball before we go. I like baseball.
I love baseball.
You shouldn't play that many games. You shouldn't play that many games and play 2 out of 3. You ought to at least play 3 out of 5.
I agree.
Not because my Cleveland team. You need to play 3 out of 5. If you're going to play that many games, 154 games, something like that.
But, Coach, you had home field advantage.
You had all
3 games at home.
No, I'm not. I agree. But my point, I'm not even forget that. I mean, I think the whole series for everybody ought to be 3 out of 5. I mean, you work too hard and go too long to make it 2 out of 3. I don't think that's. Y'all don't agree with that, do you?
No, I know. Listen, I do.
I'd agree if my team had just done what your team did.
No, I agree. Well, it needs to be more. Yeah, no, I agree.
I wouldn't have said that. I just think it needs to be. When you get to that point, you're playing the 6 or 8 best teams that play all year long. You're playing to go to the World Series, which is a big deal, and you're going to play 2 out of 3. I don't see that. So anyway, whatever.
So who are you pulling for now? You pulling for the Tigers since they beat your team?
I don't make any difference to me. I don't care who wins. Golf half. I think the Yankees gonna win golf.
Oh, the whole
the
thing.
Yankees?
You think the Yankees are going to bring home another World Series championship?
That's right, Coach.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're playing pretty hard.
You feel more confident? Coach, do you feel more confident in the Yankees winning the World Series or Alabama beating Vanderbilt?
Ooh, what a question that is.
The silence is golden. I think we have our answer.
I think Alabama beats Vanderbilt, but it's a Booger Bear game. I get a little bit concerned about Alabama defensively. You have to understand that last year, Vanderbilt, if you want, I slowed the game down against Loyola Marymount and kept the ball. Vanderbilt did the same thing. They had the ball 48 minutes against Alabama last time they played. They kept the football. And that's big. When you keep the football, it's hard for the defense to score. And I think that's a factor in the game. When you have an option quarterback who can also throw it, and you don't play against the option very much. The only thing you play against every day is a guy that takes a cotton picking ball from the center and either passes it or runs with, or hands it off. You got a different deal. So you guys talk. What do y'all think? I want to hear what y'all got to say about that.
I think it's going to be a very difficult game, but I like the way that obviously Ty Simpson is playing, the confidence that he is exuding. You think back last year when Alabama got behind, it was because Jalen Milroe threw that pick six, and the offense just playing from behind, completely different. So if Alabama can come out, take care of the ball, and Ty Simpson does what Ty Simpson has done since the Florida State game, then I think Alabama does get out of there with a win.
I agree with all of that, Coach. Vanderbilt, when you look at them, though, they're solid in every area. Those guys that are left from last year's team, they certainly have the confidence because they know they can beat this team. And I think their coaching staff does a wonderful job where they have those talent deficiencies like they're going to have in some of those matchups tomorrow. They do a great job of mitigating that with scheme.
Well, I think also, too, that they lost their offensive lineman. But being Vanderbilt and hard to get people in school and so forth, of course, academics doesn't count anymore. You can have all you got to do to make a D into a B is draw one line across that D, and it turns into be a B. So that's great. I don't catch on, but anyway, you can turn.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You can turn a D into a B by just drawing a straight line across there. I did that one time.
Did you really?
And if you want to turn an F into an A, just draw a straight line. Yeah. You take that F on the other side and draw a straight line. You got an A.
Did you get in trouble? Did you get caught?
Turn F into an A. Anyway, my point is that they got offensive linemen that turned Fs into A's, and they got 4, 5, 6 good offensive. They lost a lot of offensive linemen. The other factor too is that about the time that you think he's going to keep it, he laterals it off, and about the time he does that, the next time he does it, he throws a good pass. So I think the defense by Alabama is the big factor. But I enjoy listening to what you guys say because I know it's just a show, and it ain't really my show. I'm just talking. What do y'all think about the line 10.5? I'm not blue plate.
That's a lot of points to me.
I don't love it. So I like total. I would go
if you were a gambler, you'd go with Vanderbilt if you were a gambler.
I would take me personally. I would take Vandy in the 10.5.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with Vandy in the 10.5 than I do Alabama winning by more.
Because historically, when Kalen DeBoer is a double-digit favorite, that typically does not bode well.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it may not, but he has won some big games.
No, he has.
He has won. So they can get on here and get on my show, and they can fuss and fight and argue. That Booger Bear has won some big games. The other factor, a little bit, and I'm not knocking because the defensive coordinator lives out by me, and I like him. But on the long pass that Georgia threw, he turned to the coach, to head coach, and said, "That one's on me." And you don't need to give up a touchdown kind of gamble deal against them. I think I think after saying all this baloney I've said, I think defensively that's going to be what's going to happen in the game. It's been a big game like this. If you can imagine when I came to Alabama, I came to Alabama 2 years after Coach Bryant got here, and all the years I stayed at Alabama, for me to think that a game day game, and of course we didn't have game day back then, would be an Alabama versus Vanderbilt game, I'd faint.
That's crazy.
and you have to give the head coach at Vanderbilt a lot of credit. He swallowed his ego. And he hires a coach. He hires an offensive coordinator, and they bring with them a good player, and they play well, and they play well on a consistent basis. It wasn't that we just beat Alabama; they scored a lot of points. They have beaten Auburn at all. He has beaten the quarterback. The quarterback has beaten Auburn. I'm not darn bog. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
The quarterback is beaten Auburn twice at Jordan-Hare. He was with New Mexico or somebody, but he's beaten. He's beaten. You can check that record. I know it's right. He's beaten them. He's beaten Auburn with the team that he had. It wasn't a team they have now, of course, and won 2 games against them down there. And it's hard as dickens to win down at Jordan-Hare.
Oh, Clark Lee, what he's done now, NIL, maybe that's helped him, but he has turned. You know who they remind me of, because I get to see him at least twice a year with the service academies in Army and Navy. But it's like he has taken that team and their buy-in and their effort. It looks service academy like.
Yeah, I agree.
They play hard,
and when I get on this show, I just jump around and say a bunch of crap, that. But I had Bill Curry on my show the other day. This doesn't really tie in with it, but it kind of does. And Bill Curry was criticized, and he was a great friend of mine, and had a great team, and was coach of the year. And he goes down to Auburn after winning all the games that he won. He gets beat 30-20. That's the first time ever. One more time. The first time ever that Alabama had ever gone to Auburn to play a football game. You talk about people excited. You talk about home field advantage. You talk about, oh my heavens, they ain't mauled. You talk about, that's unbelievable. Here they're coming down here to play. So I've watched things go down through the years. That's just kind of a throw in to what's going on here. It's kind of like a throw in of Alabama playing Vanderbilt. It's a throw in to me that. Something that you wouldn't really think about. You might think about Vanderbilt winning a game. I think they won one time when Jack Rutledge had the game. I think they won 7-6 or something. I'm not sure, but you think about them winning a game occasion, but not what they're doing. So I think it's a hard game.
I want to go back to this grade fixing. Was this for a player, or was this your own report card?
Well, it's probably my own. Well, there are times that there was a great player who made All-American for me, and I said, Coach, I look at his grade point average. I don't think we can get him in. He said, just a minute. He said, stay right here. Don't leave. I said, okay. So he comes back in there. I said, "Don't worry, I ain't gonna leave." He said, "I think we might be able to fix that." And I said, "Well, he just needs this and that, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We can get him in if that transcript. I back in, I could take a transcript with me. I had a guy on, we didn't cheat hardly at all, just every now and then. I had a guy named Dr. Transcript. And I would get him, and Dr. Transcript was one of our coaches. I said, I kept my assistant coach. I said, get Dr. Transcript in here. I think I got a new transcript. And so and I waited a few minutes, like the coach said, and he came out, and I looked at that transcript, and I think I can get him in. Yeah, that transcript looked better.
It was a lot easier back then, Coach. Right? You didn't have to log into a computer. You just need some whiteout.
Yeah, no, that's right. All you had
or an eraser.
If you had a bottle of whiteout or something, I don't know what he did, but I looked at it and I said, I believe when I take this to Tuscaloosa, Dr. Transcript and get it in. And it was a player that everybody knows, and he's a good person, and he's passed away now. But it was a great person. He was a great player for us, and I didn't ever cheat on any that cheat sheet. I just let the coach handle it, try to see if I can get him in.
Coach, you went out of your way to give a young man an opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. That sounds very, very good. Yeah, I gave a guy an opportunity to do what he needed to do, and and gave me an opportunity to look at coaching because nobody wanted to be coach anyway. So they all want some big name coach because Gene Bartow was at UAB, and I was over at Alabama, and I didn't know anything. Sonny Smith didn't know where he was at Auburn, so whatever.
How's Sonny doing?
All right. Now listen to me. Keep this cotton picket game. Bet this game at 6.5, and I'm gonna give it. Don't go up and don't go run no bear and say we lost by half a point. Find you a bookie who's got it at 6.5, and get it at 6.5. Now I'm 4-3. I ain't good, but I got guys on my show that I'm better than they are. It's hard. I thought the games this week were hard to decide. I wasn't going to do the Alabama game. I don't do that. Shouldn't. I could have, but I didn't. Georgia's 20, and I don't know. Florida plays good defense. I don't know. I couldn't. I thought the games were hard to pick. Did y'all?
Yes. Not a very good slate this week.
Yeah, I thought they were hard. Yeah, I think I don't know what my iPad's doing, but anyway, here's what I took. I forgot who I took now. I took Louisville, and I gave 6.5 against Virginia. Now let me tell you this before y'all start booing. Louisville scores a lot of cotton picking points.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Louisville has a very, 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 because they want to go against Kentucky all the time, very, very good home field. They all come out, and it's easy to get to the game because that Louisville is the biggest town in the city and state of Kentucky. I don't go no 7.5, but I think less than a touchdown that I would take Louisville. That'd be my blue play. I would take Louisville to win that game.
So take Louisville in the 6.5.
Louisville 6.5.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I looked at the SEC slate. I didn't like it. I couldn't pick. I kind of think you're right about Alabama, but I don't do that with Alabama. I'd rather not. And I
like the thinking on Virginia. You're riding high after the win at home. You got to go into a tough place. It's a small number. I like that.
Well, I don't know. I looked at all of them, and honestly, I looked y'all at North Carolina, the North Carolina game with Clemson, and everybody just hollered at me, called take Clemson, take Clemson against LSU. I said I ain't taking it. It smells wrong, and it was wrong. LSU came in there and beat them. So the North Carolina game, y'all was 14. Next thing I know, I blink my eyes, it's 14.5. I think probably that's probably a pretty good game to wager on. Clemson got to get himself straight, and he'll try to do everything he can to shake them real good. And the problem in North Carolina, they got no players. They ain't got no players, and coaches don't catch crap about it, but they ain't got no players. So I like that one a little bit, but I like the only other one that I like a little bit, but I like Louisville a little bit better.
Coach, this has been a great visit. Tell us about our friends at Craneworks.
Craneworks is outstanding. They'll build it up or tear it down. They'll do everything they possibly can to be helpful to you, whether it be in Mobile or Huntsville now or Birmingham or where it might be in the state of Alabama. Craneworks. Get on craneworks.com. If you got something that needs to be done as far as rental works is concerned, you want to.
We will check on the coach. Craneworks, that is where you need to go if you're in the Southeast, whether it's rental, whether it's cleanup, or whether you're in commercial construction. We appreciate our friends at Craneworks.
Absolutely. Craneworks.com is the website. David Upton and those guys have always done a tremendous job. We appreciate them sponsoring Coach Wimp Sanderson each and every Friday. We will roll on as we continue. Mike Rodak at the top of the hour. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. It is 10:54. Welcome back into Three-Man Front. You know, if you own a home and you're walking around, whether it's your driveway, your sidewalk, you might know that it's uneven. Maybe you trip on that sidewalk because the settling of your foundation around your house, that could be a problem. So Alabama Professional Services, they can help you with that with their poly-level system. They can fix your foundation and even tackle that sinking driveway or patio with the fast and clean poly-level system. Find out more about the poly-level system by calling them at 205-951-9717 or just simply go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com. APS has been protecting Alabama homes since 1977, and they'll protect yours too. So if you're seeing cracks in your foundation or if the doors and windows are sticking, those aren't just minor problems. They could be bigger problems down the road. So call APS today. Number again, 205-951-9717.
Always fun conversation with Wimp Sanderson. If you missed that, a lot of comments coming on the text line. You can find it there at Three Man Front Podcast at JocksFM.com. Mike Rodak, who covers the Alabama Crimson Tide, will get his final thoughts, his prediction for Alabama and Vanderbilt. We will take a deep dive. We'll continue to get your comments, your thoughts on the game. You want to predict the score? That's fine. 205-834-9450. Bet it or forget it coming up at 12:30. Somebody on the show is absolutely on fire. We continue this Friday edition of Three Man Front right here on your home for college football and more. Jocks.